Good morning, guys. I hope you're well. Welcome to the 1st of September, brand new month. And I'm all too happy also just to be getting over winter. Winter's been long and harsh. And I know spring day is what, technically 21st, but I just can't wait for, just glad August is out the way and we're on to new and better things. So, guys, just looking on the 4 hour, reason for this massive red arrow, which you can see how important this level was. We had a pullback to this level. 22,950. Look at this beautiful weak rejection. Up, again rejected, again it held over here. Really strong support. And this candle over here, such a nice one. Hammer 4 hour, gone. Beautiful, beautiful. So it looks, I think a lot of good news is that the Fed is going to cut rates. I think based on Powell's speech, the Fed is going to cut rates, I think, in this month, September. But we do have a resistance over here. We know the 23,730 level. We are at over here. Price fell hard from this level, broke above, almost flipped it in support, a little fakey over here, and got below it again. Resistance again, good night, down to support, support, back up to resistance. Look at this. Look at this rejection, this weak rejection over here. Reversal formed and back down. So you can see the channel, guys, on the 4 hours change now, because this over here has formed a lower high. We've got a high, we've got a lower high. So the trend is changing on the 4 hour. We'll look at the weekly and the daily now. But I'm still only going to be looking for buys from this level, the major support level, or just below. But first, if we get rejection in these things at this level, so bottom of the channel now, I will be interested. At the moment, it's Labor Day in the US, so nothing will happen today. But ultimately, I'll still be waiting right over here. Now, we just go to our weekly, just to make it a bit cleaner on the chart. So our weekly last week formed a reversal, so we could actually see a really strong sell-off based on the last week's candle. Now, if we do look at this bottom of this week, 2 weeks ago, 23,000 is clearly a strong level of support if the weekly is bouncing off that zone. So if we do get a pullback, if we do get a sell-off, I'll keep an eye on 23,000, 22,950, and if that breaks 22,250, look how strong this. I mean, this is a major resistance. Was major resistance on the weekly. Big sell-off, got above. Actually hasn't put a wick through this level. So this could be interesting. This weekly, last week was a reversal. We look at the monthly because we're in a new month. Weak rejection, top of the monthly channel as resistance, and closed there. We look at this week over here, major resistance in the zone. So could see a red month. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish months. Maybe a sell-off is due based on that weekly and based on this week on the monthly. So guys, I would opt more for sells at the moment, based on we are so high, but I would still wait for the levels. So let me just check. So last week's high, top of this week, 23,750, still resistance. So I would, price could tap into the zone, maybe reject again and down, but this week does look like we want to come down. So let's see where it wants to push up. Just look on the 4 hour. We've got resistance over here, 23,500 as we put in the group. 23,585, main resistance, and obviously 23,730. So let's see. It's because you can see the 4 hours also bearish now. Channel trend is changing, but again, I would only trade from these zones anyway. I'll look at, we've got a high just under 24,000 and 23,730 as resistance. I'll keep an eye on those levels for price to push up, reject, and fall. But awesome, guys. If you have any questions, always feel free, as you know, to message me. Thanks so much, guys.